Hello, everybody. I'm Roadblock, and we are on the free to play. So, I just mostly wanted to give you guys an update about what's going on with the account. Do have some interesting stuff to talk about, though. So, I did mention in a different video, how much I love this Deck of Fate event. Um, Most of the points that I've got from it, well, okay, that's wrong. About two, maybe 1,500 of the points I got, which is from running dungeons. Um, I did build a champion today. Now he's still only level 50, so he's not like fully done. But I wanted to build him kind of because of what's going on with the event right now, and I was curious about how many points it would get me, but also just because he needed to be built. Even at 50, he's still doing really good for me. I've used him today in Tag Arena mostly. I do wonder. No, there's really not a spot for him yet on my main team. Um, I mean, there is, but it's a speed team, which he's good in a speed team, but I just feel like it's going to actually slow it down a little bit. So I'll experiment with that. I love Armands. I'm not saying he's bad or anything. I'm just saying that I didn't build him for damage with this build. This build is all about speed, accuracy, and resistance, actually. Well, no, sorry. That's the build on my other account. I built him for speed and accuracy, sorry. So he's one of my fastest champions at 193. I think the only one faster than him right now. Deacon is 216. And what are you at, Arbiter? Because I know Arbiter's a little bit slower, I think. Oh, no, Arbiter's at 282. Yeah, so he would be a great addition to that team, mostly because we can not only do damage, but also control the enemy team, which could possibly guarantee a win. But right now, if I just do a quick battle for you guys in Classic Arena, you'll see right now we're pretty much just beating everybody with our speed. So we go first, we take down their defense, we get one nuke off, we get a second nuke off, and there you go. I don't know. We might lose this depending on how well built their Sun Wukong is, and he's not. So we're good. So that's how it's a speed team. It's just a traditional speed team. The only improvement that I'm really planning is to replace Kale as one of the damage dealers and get an epic or a legendary in there at some point. Yakarl was pegged for that slot, but things changed, and the focus now is going to be Shamil after Armands. Armands is still first, then Shamil, sorry, um, and then Yakarl, and depending on, unless I pull anybody else crazy between now and then. We also have the Fusion coming up, who I would really want a 6-star right away as well. So part of the reason I did put gear on my Armands, he's 50. When he hits 60, I don't really need to farm him up. I have a brew, I think, on here. Not a brew, but a keg. Where? Oh, I have to click somebody. That's why. Yeah. So we have a keg, and so we can instantly 60 Armands once we get him. And I would want masteries on him, which I'll farm at some point, but I'm currently kind of saving my gems, so I probably wouldn't farm him or build masteries on him for a little bit. But we definitely have. I will be honest. I'm going a little bit slower on the account right now, and it's not deliberate per se. Um, it's mostly prep. Um, we're going to be doing a lot in about, well, exactly a month from now, right? I'm going to be streaming full time, playing Raid a lot more often. And so right now I'm just not taking a break. In fact, Raid is still the only game I'm really playing. I play some other games occasionally at night when I don't want to, or if I've already recorded and I'm not ready to go to bed yet, I'll maybe throw in another game or something. But for the most part, I'm just slowing down, relaxing, waiting for this next big fusion, and then I think we're going to pick up the pace quite a bit, especially in the free to play, because I'll be able to farm all day. I'll be able to just set it up, farm, get more into the weeds on stuff with you guys, things I want to learn more about, RSL Helper, stuff like that, setting up the auto sell mechanics on that. There's a lot of things that I want to do or learn to improve my gameplay and kind of go a little harder on the free to play. But that's coming obviously in the future. So I slowed down a little bit on here. That's why we really haven't had a 6-star since Newt, which wasn't that long ago, to be honest. But at the pace that I'm going at is definitely slower, I feel like, than definitely slower than my main account. So, okay. Let's talk about what's going on. So I did show you guys already the points. I'll definitely get some more points. I'm going to pull tomorrow. In tomorrow's video, I will click all these cards and get them sorted out and see what we get, right? And then we've got... Oh, I wanted to show you guys the tournament that I was really proud of. So I don't know if you guys remember, but I did throw a bunch of energy into the Sand Devil. I got first place in this tournament. It's loading, so spoiler alert, but I did get first place, which meant some really good Relentless gear and an Ancient Shard. Again, we're just getting more resources going into the Fusion. You'll see we already got 2 Void Shards back. Like, I'm very happy with the decision I made to pull Void Shards, especially because we got Shamil. There isn't anything else really going on in events and tournaments right now. I think, yeah, a Dragon Turn Attack right now. I will probably do this one. I'm not going for the champion in it. Same thing with the champion training tournament. I guess I probably don't get access to her because I think I already have her as one of the ones I have. But, 5,000 points, that's not worth it for me, even if I didn't have her. And that's the same reason why I'm not going for them on the champion training. But I might do some dragon tonight. Well, I will do some dragon tonight. That's to also farm for the Adventure Deck of Fate. Let's talk about a couple of things. So Hydra, I wanted to talk about, right? There's been a lot of conversation around Hydra on the account lately. And is it better than other areas or whatever? But I wanted to point out that I did get 4 more shards for Mithrala. So that it's still 3 weeks at best before I can get Mithrala. So probably right in time for the summertime, I'll have Mithrala. The one hiccup and the one thing that is very worth noting when you're playing Raid, especially free to play, is books. So can we... I think we can. Yeah. Now, she doesn't require a lot of legendary books, but we're still talking 8 legendary books. I am getting them at a much faster pace than I was before, but it's still slow going. And it's important to kind of talk about that and have that distinction. On a free-to-play, that raises the value of other champions. Now, I've had this discussion in my comment section about... Where is she? Is she only 40? Yeah, about Reliquary Tender. Reliquary Tender is great. She's a 3-turn cleanse. The continuous heal is nice, but that's not really what you're looking for. You're looking for that 3-turn cleanse out of her. She does bring a small revive as well. And then the baby version of decreased attack on the A1. But what I love about her is that 3-turn cleanse. And I've talked about it before, how I'm kind of being lazy with her. But the reality is I should build her. Because as far as books go... I mean, a lot of books have been going into Cold Heart so far, but booking out legendaries is very hard to do, and it's even harder on a free-to-play. I think my main account, I spent the books at the same time. So how many books have I got? So maybe not. Maybe I'm gaining them at a decent enough pace. But I've got 2 legendary books on the main account, and then on the free to play, the same thing. So my RNG maybe is just the exact same. Although I get 4 chances on the main account and only so we'll talk about that in a little bit, but really only 2 chances on the free to play. But I want to make sure you guys understand that legendaries are great, legendaries are cool. We have a ton of legendaries, and if I wasn't being lazy and I did level up all of these legendaries, right? We've got Ignatius, we've got Herndig, Kreela, Skull and Ray. All 4 or 5 of these are definitely, and Yakarl, so that's 6. An argument could definitely be made here for the AoE weaken and decreased defense, although it isn't as high of a chance on the decreased defense. But argument could be made for him as well. When you consider all that, just imagine the number of books that I would need to get them truly viable. And that's already the case even with Newt. Newt's amazing. But this cooldown being a 5-turn cooldown instead of a 4-turn cooldown, it doesn't ruin him by any chance, but it's definitely hurting his output quite a bit. He should be doing a lot more damage. And on top of that, the extra 10% damage multiplier here too. Like that's a big factor in his output as well. So we're definitely, hurting from books in some areas. Now, here I have the book somewhere I want. Rathalos is fully booked out, but it's just something to remember when you're thinking about this game from a free-to-play perspective. So you may look at it and say, oh, go use this champion. They're really good. Why aren't you using them? It's like, well, I don't have the books for that champion yet. Okay. I just wanted to mention that. That didn't come from anywhere. That wasn't like necessarily from a comment as much as it was just talking about Reliquary Tender and how good she is. I do want to emphasize that. If you need a cleanser and you're not near Mithrala, I highly recommend leveling up Reliquary Tender. And I probably should have done it a long time ago. The other thing I want to talk about today is Doom Tower. We had a lot of conversations about, me and Doom Tower Hard. This is what I did today. First boss down. It was a bit of a challenge. I did have to manual it. Part of that is because I don't have a cleanser from the buffs that were getting thrown back on me. But you can kind of mitigate that a little bit by bringing people that don't bring debuffs. So I just stopped putting debuffs on him, and my guys were able to stay alive. So it worked out okay. But he does throw heal reduction out, which was causing me some problems. Took me a few tries. I was able to get through it with some manualing. We'll see how much further we can get, but a big part of it is going to be the cleanse for Nether Spider. So, but we're going to keep on going. I should actually, now that I think of this, is the one downside this is the team I ended up going with. I used Ursula for her aura so we could get more turns, and I just used my best AoE nuker and Spirit Affinity, so he was positive affinity here, which meant that he was able to get more damage in. And Newt, because he's Newt, I did have some issues with people dying, so I brought Godseeker to help get some extra revives. Also, Arbiter bringing revive, right? But Arbiter mostly was for turn meter. Not really a big combination here with Newt, but the turn meter that she would bring was very valuable. I did at one point have Deacon in there, but Deacon's turn meter comes by reducing the enemy turn meter, which in his kit would then reduce my turn meter of my team. So it didn't really work. The one thing I had to watch out for too was Newt using his A1 would also reduce the turn meter of my team. So it was this is not a team that I would recommend using for high level Celestial Griffin. But but I was able to use it. Now, what I should do, if we look, reward info, yes. So, this difficulty, even though it's only the first difficulty, does drop the much needed artifacts. Let's super rate it and spend 2 keys here because that's Guardian gear. And I think that's Guardian gear. Yeah. Now I have my own doubts right here. Oh god, I it's Guardian gear. I know it is. I'm just being paranoid that I'm not right. I'm second guessing myself, but I know I'm right. Okay. So this is a way to get Guardian gear, which is very important, obviously. I think I'm going to use this, and that should wipe them. Okay, got close enough. I'll take that. I want to save the A2. I actually need to save the A2 because I don't want to use Newt's A1 as much as possible. And by the way, this is not 100% team. Like, I could totally fail here. The point that I'm trying to make is I have to manual this, right? I can't auto it. It doesn't work. Or I have to get really, really lucky if I auto it. So... yes. It's kind of a mistake to use that, but I need the damage. Oh, it's only next turn that it's a mistake. Okay. Yeah. That's the turn where it's a mistake, but we're okay. I'm not going to use that because they would just get blocked. This. And again, we don't want to use the A1 as much as possible because it decreases our own turn meter. Now I can use this to... I think he's going to remove the buffs anyways, but I may regret that. We'll find out. I'm sorry, I'm getting an allergy attack. Yeah, they removed the buffs. Okay. So the last time, and again, you saw there the turn meter, right? And then here it's going to happen again. I have no choice. I had the A1 there. That's actually a great target for me. If they kill that dude all you want, Mr. Griffin. Okay. And again, I know, but I gotta get the damage out from him, and that's a big damage hitter. I know I shouldn't be using that because I'm just putting it back on myself. We're gonna lose turn meter again. If I get lucky, he'll kill Newt. He did not kill Newt. Do I want to use this? I do for the extra turn. There we go. That's always good when he kills Newt because I get the cooldown. Okay, well, it didn't work out. But so I do still have to manual, but this is the first time where I'm really gonna, maybe not the first time. What drops here? Reward 80, that is floor 90. Yeah, so this is the first time in hard Doom Tower where I can get that, farm those materials. Now, I don't want to be in there manualing it all the time. I kind of need to get a better team in there, honestly. Maybe I just don't make some of the bad decisions and just hope that that'll get me through it. But I am going to tinker around in there. That is another case in point where that the not having the books on Newt and even Arbiter for that matter kind of bites me in the butt because I don't have certain abilities off cooldown to kind of speed up the team. I know I probably have better options, guys. Please, I know you're gonna, and I would want to as well come at me in the comments and say, why don't use this champion, why don't use that champion. I'm not taking this that seriously. I want to be clear about that. That's just a team that I used, but I am not taking this all that seriously. I should, because it's good gear, and I'm thinking on it. One of the slight issues that I have is I don't have any great direct damage magic champions other than Kale, who would also put poisons, which then puts poisons on me. So I don't really want to bring him if I can help it. So maybe at some point down the line, if I get a Herndig or Ray built, they could come in there and put up some pretty decent damage. And obviously, you saw what Newt could do. I just need to be able to. Newt just needs that book, right, to get that cycling faster as well. But yeah, we definitely still have some work to do there. But I wanted to show you guys that, so I did make it there, and I plan on trying to farm him as much as I can just to get Guardian gear to improve my clan boss team. The other thing I wanted to talk about was Clan Boss. Let me check time on the video here. Okay, we're still got a little bit of time. So it's still kind of hit or miss whether I can 3-key or 4-key Ultra Nightmare. Obviously, I 4-keyed it this time. I will own up to the fact that last night, I didn't record last night, and that was before I fell asleep. Not like an accident. I made a choice. I had a very important day at work today, and it was like, okay, I can either go into work super tired and probably embarrass myself in front of some important people, or be an adult and go to bed on time. I chose to go to bed on time. Happy with that decision. Today was a great day because of it for me. So, very happy with that decision, and I just wanted to acknowledge, like just own up to the fact that I did miss the 4-key yesterday, and simply because I wasn't awake to do the final key. The great thing about doing that is it completely reset my key cycle. So I'm only an hour and 45 minutes away from my 5th key today because I started the day with 2 keys. So let's see, that'll come at, yeah, so when I wake up tomorrow, I'll have 2 keys waiting for me. And I'll be able to pop those 2 keys, pop the second 2 keys in the evening, and hopefully have it on a better rotation, so I don't have to stay up until midnight for that last key. So, but sometimes those rotations get away from you, right? Sometimes it's like you wake up in the morning and you're make breakfast, take a shower, brush your teeth, you're doing all this stuff, and then like 2 hours, I'm not saying it takes 2 hours to do that stuff, I'm just as an example of things that you do in the morning, and then 2 hours go by and you're like, oh, I didn't use my Clan Boss keys yet, and you go to use them. Well, now you got it 12 hours from the point that you just used it is the next time you get to use a key, and if you use that at noon, then you're up until midnight, right? So, all right. So let me make sure I covered everything I wanted to talk about. Talked about Clan Boss, Hydra. Yeah, I talked about Mithrala, and the Doom Tower progression that I'm very happy with. So things are gonna eventually ramp up for the account, but I'm being a little lazy, being a little slow on it right now. In response to that, I'm going to try and get more content on the main account because that's where I'm having the most fun right now. And it's not that this account isn't fun. It really is. It's just the things that I'm excited to do are weeks away because of books and because of, well, we got to wait for the fusion, right? I mean, that's what I'm most excited for, is that fusion champion. I really think he's going to completely change my Clan Boss. I truly believe it. Again, books need to go on that guy too. So, yeah, I'm fighting through it, and you know, we're gonna come up with some stuff here, but let's see. Yeah, and I talked about the cards. I'll pull those tomorrow. I told you I would wait for the last day. That way I can pull them all at once. And then Yeah, I guess that's pretty much everything, guys. I'm very excited for the fusion coming up. I mean, uh, this looks like a great pool for Summon Rush, and then I'll finally have an excuse to get all these champions pulled as well, which I think is going to give me a big boost. And oh, I also did the secret room too, which I thought was cool. I actually built towards Thea. I'm not like super excited about Thea on this account, but uh, still interesting to get point starter. And I think when the next fusion starts, we'll be able to get our what is the exchange rate? It's how much is a chest? 5 exchange points. So 30. So yeah, so 6 chests out of Estrid. So hopefully I'll get some more fragments towards Mod. Apparently some people already have her, which I was very surprised to hear. Ash was talking about it on a video of his I watched today too. So I don't think I will be able to book out Shamil. Woo. I'm actually probably not even going to book Shamil for a long time. I know that it's good to book the A1, and obviously booking the A2 is a ton of damage. Actually, I probably will, because I don't know what other epics I want to book right now. Truly, I've been getting so many epic books that I've been able to book out all the epics that I want to be booked. Like, you don't need books on Allure. You don't need books on um, Annabelle. And Geomancer got the books where they matter, so I don't need to book him anymore. So if you look at the ones that actually need booking, they're all booked up. You know, next, if I wasn't counting Shamil, next in line would be Skull Crown and Phenax, which I should probably make a blender team. I really should. I've never built one before, but I feel like I have really good A1s on Skull Crown and Phenax, right? Because he can prevent revival if he hits last. I don't know how that works on ally attack. I'm gonna do a little research on it. I know that's probably not a traditional blender team, but I'm kind of curious how well that would work if I used those two with an ally attack. Also, by the way, I'm going to be completely clear with you. I know the term blender, and if I had to describe it to you, I would just say an ally attacker with strong single target or A1s. I don't really know. I've never built a blender team. I never needed to. So maybe we build one. Maybe we learn some stuff. That's what this account is all about, right? So yeah, maybe we learned some stuff. I wonder how well Shamil would work in a team like that. Probably not all that well, but yeah. I'm gonna look into that. I'm gonna do a little more research on a blender comp because I've never built one before. Please let if you want to point me in the direction of some content, please by all means. But I don't. No, yeah. Any advice you guys have, I'll take it. I'll take anything you guys want to put in the comments. I'll definitely take a look at it and see. Maybe there's somebody here that you guys are seeing and being like, oh man, but that guy's so good in a blender. And I'd be like, sweet, I'll friggin' use him in a blender. So, all right. Well, I think I've talked for way too long, and I don't think I forgot anything. So, thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this content, I do try every day to make daily content, and if you've seen my recent video about the channel, daily content is definitely coming 100% of the time, as well as streaming most days. I'm already building a schedule for that to kind of incorporate Raid, but also maybe some other games, not primarily. Raid will be the primary focus. That's based on some advice I received. However, I do want to have some special days where you guys vote for a game I play, and then where I have probably like I was a day where I play shooter games or something like that. I was thinking like Shooter Saturday or something, but that's something to toy with. I don't know how deep I'd go into that, but however, we are in a new month, and I told you guys that once we hit the new month, I would start promoting the channel again. So if you did like this comment, please subscribe. It is the best way right now to support the channel. And then like the video if you liked it. Let me know in the comments what you thought. If you have any advice, if you have any tips, if you want me to stop saying so much, let me know. I'm working on it. I'm trying to edit them out too. Thanks for watching, guys. I will see you all in the next video.